and welcome back to UIW Alumni Corner. This is the final episode, so for the final episode we have a very special guest today. People may know him as Kyle Lewis, Coach Lewis, or Smiley. Thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me, Hannah. I'm really happy to be here.
I want to talk about where Smiley came from. I think I know why, because you're always smiling. Is that why people call you Smiley?
Yeah, so funny story. Very first sport I played was football. You know, I really loved it from a young age, and I would always get in trouble for talking a lot. I'm a talker. So
Good.
The coaches would always send me to go run laps, but I would enjoy that because I liked running. So I would always smile as I ran my punishment laps, and the nickname Smiley stuck with me since age 5. And when I came to UIW, I said, I'm going to go by Kyle. You know, I'm reinventing myself as an 18-year-old, and it stuck with me. And I've just really embraced it ever since.
Oh, I love that. And I always see you smiling. I think that's why I knew you were Smiley. So, but I want to talk about your UIW journey, because you were a student athlete here for track and field.
Yes.
And now you're GA coaching track and field. But before we kind of get into that, where did the love for track come from?
Yeah, so kind of going back to the football story, when I played sports, I started off football, basketball, soccer. I think that's kind of, you know, the sports that a lot of young kids start with. And whenever we would kind of line up and race, I kept losing. There was 2 guys that I just couldn't beat. And I asked them, I said, how are you guys so fast? Oh, well, we run summer track. I said, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm very competitive, so I don't like losing. I didn't realize it was going to be my favorite sport when I joined. So I actually started running track when I was 8. I had a chance to run all over the country for the AAU Junior Olympics, whether it be, you know, in Detroit, in Iowa. I got to run at Drake Stadium, which is a very famous stadium for track athletes, and I've just stuck with it ever since. You know, I got a chance to run in high school, and then got a chance to run here at the Division I level.
Yeah, and so you came to UIW in 2018.
Yes.
But you are from San Antonio.
Born and raised, yeah.
But then what kind of drew you to Incarnate Word?
So there was a couple factors. When I stepped on campus, immediately it was the family feel. You know, I got a chance to meet a lot of the athletes on the team. Actually, one of my good friends, Zoe, he was my host here on my visit, and it immediately just felt like a family when I came here. And I've always wanted to run at the Division I level. That was always a dream of mine. Being able to stay close to home, have that family support, and then also be able to further my education. And UIW has a great business school, so being able to pursue that, you know, all in one, it just felt like a no-brainer.
And you speak about that business school.
Yes.
So you got your bachelor's in business management, and now you're working on getting your master's.
Yes.
But you weren't just a student athlete, you were a student. You weren't just an athlete, you were a student. So what kind of student were you, Smiley? Or are you?
So out of my 8 semesters in undergrad, I will say 7 times I made the dean's list. So not to brag.
Wow,
not to brag,
great achievement.
Yes, I take my studies very seriously, because at the end of the day, you know, that's what's gonna, you know, further, you know, enhancements in life. You know, being able to get the job and have the degrees to do so. So definitely took my studies very serious while here.
And when you were running track, history was broken, records were broken,
yes.
and you won the first ever 2022 conference championship indoor and outdoor track and field. How was that experience?
Oh man, I remember like it was yesterday. You know, the very first championship that we won, 2022 indoor, it just felt like the team was clicking together. You know, the conference changed a little bit, some schools left and we added some more, and just as a team, we just felt like we were clicking on all cylinders. You know, we had a lot of good team chemistry, but we had a lot of talent on the team. We had a lot of guys in our multis events who were, you know, killing it. They were doing great in all of their events. We had a lot of strong distance runners, a lot of strong sprinters, throwers. So really, we were just a well put together team. And to see all the hard work come together for a championship, it was very special. You know, hoisting up that trophy for the first time and seeing all the smiles and the cheers, I'll never forget it.
So the whole team came together, but that must be down to teammates, coaches, training, practice. It must have been a whole collective that came together, wasn't it?
No, absolutely. You know, with track and field, it's an individual team sport. So even though we compete as individuals, we train as a team, we work hard as a team, and the staff, they really put us in a position to make sure we can succeed at the conference championship, setting us up with the meets that we have throughout the indoor season. So I feel like we're just really a well-oiled machine that was able to come together and get the job done.
And you mentioned one of your former teammates, Alonzo Woods. So he was a mentor for you, a friend for you, and a teammate for you. You mentioned that track is an individual sport, but how important is it to have those people on the team who bring everyone together and say, look, we're here together. We're not here by ourselves. So how important is it to have those mentors on the team, like Zoe?
I think it's critical. You know, you have to have leaders in order to succeed. You have to have people to really can paint the vision for the newcomers, whether it's freshmen or, you know, transfer that we have, and say, hey, this is who we are as a team, and this is where we're trying to go. So having mentors like Zoe, and, you know, I fortunately as a freshman had a lot of seniors who were able to pave the way for me and shared a lot of their lessons that they learned, and I was able to apply them for myself, but also share those with those coming in. So I think it's very critical to have that leadership, because it allows us to move as a team together moving forward and seeing the vision constantly.
And then after your 22 win, you then became a GA here, and you're now as a GA coach on the track and field team. But you guys repeated history 3 times. Not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Yes.
Winning the most recent indoor Southern Conference Championship. And not just, you weren't running, but you were coaching. Was there any difference? Did it feel different to you, or more rewarding? Or?
I'm actually happy you said that. It was more rewarding.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was having this conversation with one of my athletes the other day. I will say coaching is a lot less painful. Not having to work as hard, run, but it's more rewarding because you see the influence as a coach that you have on the athletes, whether it's, giving the right coaching cues or prescribing the right workouts and, telling them the right recovery. So seeing it all come together and seeing your athletes progress, I think that's more rewarding than me actually succeeding as an athlete myself.
And how do you think your experience running here at UIW has helped you in your coaching career here at UIW?
Oh, I think the biggest thing I was able to learn, hard work. Nothing comes easy, especially with us not really having that much success as a team in my first early years, and kind of seeing it all come together. The biggest thing I kind of harp on my athletes about is control what you can control. And that's your effort, that's your attitude, and that's your determination. You can't control who's running in the lane next to you. You can only control what you can control. So being able to just make sure we capitalize on that and put in the work day in and day out.
And then if you compare how you were 2018 freshman Smiley to now Coach Lewis,
yes.
What would you say the biggest difference is?
Well, a haircut, that was for sure. I didn't have the best haircut freshman year, but hey, we're here now. But I would say I'm a more patient individual. When I came in as a freshman, I said, I'm at the Division I level, I'm automatically going to be better. And that's not the case. And a lot of people think that once you get to the college level, you'll just be better. Once you get to the college level, the work is just beginning. So I think the biggest lesson is I was patient, and I became a harder worker, and I was able to more of take a step back and look at things full picture. Not necessarily be so honed in on one aspect, but look at the whole entire board and say, okay, how can I influence myself as an athlete? How can I influence my athletes as a coach and be able to just progress us as a team going forward?
And looking forward, going into the future, what does the future look like for the UIW track and field team, and also you, Smiley?
So for the team, I think it's very bright. We have a lot of athletes graduating this semester, but we have a lot of coming in, a lot of talented ones coming in really all events, in the sprints, distance, throws. So I think the future is very bright. And I think in these past couple of years, what we've been able to do, my senior year as an athlete and then these 2 years as me coaching, we've been able to kind of build some sort of dynasty, but also build a winning culture. And we want that to continue. I think the coaches have done a great job of instilling that in the athletes, and the ones who are going to be returning as athletes, I think they can carry that on. For me as an individual, I'm fortunate enough to land a job in North Carolina, Winston-Salem to be specific, for Reynolds American. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Even though it's not track related, I am ready to go the corporate route. So I'm just making sure I can enjoy my last year coaching here at UIW.
Great, well thank you very much for coming on the show.
Of course, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
All the luck in the future for the track team and yourself.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you very much. And thank you guys for watching this final episode of UIW Alumni Corner. But we're not done just yet. Join us after the break for our next guest.
Matt and Leland are out at the arcade. Maybe we should go join them.
Sure.
Let's go.
Okay. Adam, put your hands back on the wheel.
Oh, like this?
No!
Oh, I'm sorry.
Actually on the wheel.
I'm sorry.
Should you be smoking while driving?
Yeah, they've been doing it since the 60s. It's 1985.
I don't think that's safe. Adam, the road!
Distracted driving. It's always been a problem, even in the 80s. For more information on distracted driving, visit www.nhtsa.gov.
Hi and welcome back to the final segment of UIW Alumni Corner. I'm here with my director and producer, David Gamez. John, it wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for you and I, so I'd like to start with saying a big thank you. You've been behind the camera, helping editing, so yeah, thank you very much. And we're going to kind of be talking to you and me about our journey here at UIW.
Oh, thank you very much, and especially for giving me this opportunity. And again, same goes to you. The show literally wouldn't be Hannah's without it.
How has your journey been at UIW? So we both graduate in May, so the viewers know we graduate in what, a week and a bit now. But how has your 4 years at UIW been?
It's been a very interesting one, to say the least. At first, when I came in, I was just focused on one subject, film. But then, with my concentration, multimedia production, I was able to explore a lot of areas of the entertainment business. First, it was TV, then I went to radio, then a little podcasting, broadcasting, and even animation. So with my degree plan, I was able to do everything, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, me too. I think I'm part of the athletics program. I'm on the golf team, obviously, and I came in wanting to play professional golf, and then I kind of switched over to broadcasting. So I've been able to do a lot of things, like you said. You've not just done TV, you've done film, you've done podcasting, radio, all that kind of stuff. So a big variety is something that we've been very lucky to do in this ComArts program. But what are some of the things that you've done in the communication arts program that other students can take advantage of whilst being a student here at UIW?
Well, one thing's for sure, even if you're just in digital film production, I recommend doing UIWtv. Broadcasting wasn't my biggest subject, but it was nice to dip my toes in a little bit, see what that world's like, not only as a videographer, but also as a technical director, because I got to work the teleprompter in the back, and I also got to become a little bit of a journalist, both writing the stories and hunting down the stories. And again, it's just a different world when you're going into journalism compared to filmmaking, and it was such an eye-opening experience. And
yeah.
Would you say the same?
I would definitely say the same. UIWtv, it was like being in a professional work environment at a local newsroom, because you're going live, which I don't think many schools do go live on. They kind of record it, edit it, and then put it out on the web. Whereas here we're live on YouTube, so there's sometimes been some issues like the teleprompter goes black and you have to kind of work through it, but those are the times that you can mess up and learn from it. I think that's really, really helped me be in front of camera, see where I can get better at, what I need to do more of, less of. And even example of this show, it's really allowed me to get natural on camera and feel like a lot more conversational when I'm talking to a person I'm interviewing. So all these little opportunities that I've been able to take part in have really, really helped me with what I want to do in the future. So I'm really, really grateful. We have like a little audio lab down the corridor where I do all my editing, I do podcasting. So it's given me so much opportunity being here to like hone in my skills and get better at all the things I want to do. But since you've been here, obviously you've been a student and you've been a technical director, all these things. But what have you learned about yourself as a person? Not a student, but as a human being?
Well, I learned that I'm actually capable of a lot more than I thought I was.
Same! That's the exact same as mine.
No, exactly. Like this semester, I was overwhelmed with everything going on, and I just had like this one project that I was worried I wasn't gonna be able to do. But then I just looked back and I realized, oh wow, I actually did 6 projects this semester. I don't know how I did it, but you're a lot more powerful than you think.
Yeah, I agree, because we get so much work put on us as students at school, and sometimes it can get quite overwhelming, especially within journalism and broadcasting. I feel like when you're in the workplace as well, it's quite a high stress, high pressure environment. So looking back at all the things I've done, this show being one of them, or UIWtv, or the newscast, the news packages, it's quite stressful. And looking back and thinking, I actually done that, and I didn't think I'd be capable of doing a project that big.
No, and you're selling yourself short here because you've done a lot more things. You have your own podcast, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
Not a lot of people can say that.
The Girls' Locker Room, that's a little plug.
Make sure to check it out.
I know. Yeah, I know what you mean.
And also, you literally like taught a little seminar on how to use LinkedIn on one of our classes for a senior portfolio. And again, you look professional, you sound professional, you are professional.
Oh, thanks, John. You too.
Thank you.
And talking about professionally going into the workforce, or obviously we're finished here in a week or so we're no longer going to be students. But what does the future look like for you, John?
That's a very interesting question, as my friend would say. I have a friend who says that exact line. Shout out to them. But I have a lot of hopes, ambitions, and dreams that I hope I can fulfill. And really, what I want to do is just go out there and see what I can do, especially in the filmmaking world. It's not easy. No one gives you a blueprint for your job or your degree, and you kind of expect it to just go out there on your own and they wish you luck. But hey, like I said, you're stronger than you are, and on some days when it seems like it's impossible or you can't do anything, just remember the people around you and where you've been, and you'll
go
get
far.
lucky. You will go far.
And I think as well, with especially this kind of environment, going into journalism or TV or movies, what we both want to do, everyone's journey is very different. No one's journey is the exact same, and it's not like this is what we want to do. It's not a job that you can just really go and apply for. Like if you want to go work in a bank, you go and apply for it. This job's kind of a journey within itself. So it's very hard to ask you that question and you give me a direct answer, because you might not know and you might not never know, but just I think take it day by day and good things will come your way, John.
Exactly. That's honestly probably the best advice I heard from this field.
Well, there we go. Well, I think that's the end of the episode. We're all done. I can't believe it.
I know, exactly. I mean, how do you feel? You first starting this show and now ending it right here.
I know. I feel like it's been my little baby and now it's gone. But I'm being so, from the first one to this one, I think I've seen big improvements, not just within the way I present myself, not just the studio lighting, the cameras, the editing. I just think it's gone a lot better. So I'd love to carry on doing it, but unfortunately me and John have got to part ways from this studio, which we're very sad about, but we're looking forward to the future. And we'd like to thank you all for watching, sticking around with us throughout our journey here at UIW. And John, a big thank you. I'm sure we'll be speaking in the future.
I hope so.
Yes, we're not just going to graduate and never speak again. But I really appreciate everything you've done for the show and made it to what it is now.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity and, again, taking a chance on me.
Of course, of course. Well, thank you everyone for watching. This has been the final episode of UIW Alumni Corner. There probably won't be any more episodes out now, but we hope you enjoyed the whole season. And we hope to see you around soon with what that may be. But have a good one. Thank you. Bye.